bit. All right, what else do we know besides $30 a day? We know that the car, so $30 a day to rent the car plus 28.5 cents. How do you write 28.5 cents? 0.285. Very nice. Okay, have you ever been to the gas station and you've seen, like, I don't know, what is it? $1.90 and what does it say? 9 cents, like that. You ever seen that? This 9 cents is how they get a little extra money out of you. Okay, so you really don't pay $1.90. You pay $1.90 and 9 cents. Does that make sense to everybody? So that's the same thing with this. You don't pay 28 cents per mile. You pay 28.5 cents. So for every 2 miles, you're paying an extra cent. Does that make sense to y'all? I don't know, it doesn't seem like much, but when you think about when you're traveling, if you travel 2,000 miles, that can add up, okay? That's $100 extra. All right, so what do we do? What is the total cost of renting the car for 5 days and driving 350 miles? So the 5 days is easy. How do I do that? 5 times 30. There you go. And what's 5 times 30? 150. That's for the day. So 150 for the day. What about 350 miles? Very nice. So what is 350 times 0.285? $99.75. And then I do what? I add those two together to get my total price? $249.75. And that was C. Right on the dollar, right? Or right on the penny, should I say? We're all okay? Anybody lost? Okay. All right. So that makes 8 bell ringers. Is that correct? 8. Awesome. So let's go ahead and I've already turned your homework in. So let's go ahead and grab a piece of paper so we can do notes for the day. And bless you. And your homework was very nice, guys. Like, homework was very nice. So I'm going to pause the video real quick. And I'm actually going to put in your homework grade. And then we will go ahead and get started on the lesson. Alrighty. So this is still Unit 17, 11.3 notes. I know we've already done excluded values, but we're about to do something very, very similar. So I just want to go over it one more time to make sure we're all on the same page. And let's do one that's a little bit more complicated. I know we did this yesterday. We're going to do it one more time to make sure we get one that's a little more complicated in, and so that you don't get confused on the new thing we're about to do. All right, excluded. Excluded means that it's not included. It's not right. I don't want it. What part do I not want to happen? What do I not want to happen in this fraction? I don't want 0 on the bottom. There you go. So you take this denominator and you set it equal to 0. Now hopefully that looks very familiar to you. I know it's been about a week since we've done it, but that is factoring. Very nice. How do we factor 3 terms? Okay, but there's not a greatest common factor. You are exactly right, though. Factors are the back number that add or subtract to the middle, but you do look for a GCF first. Very nice. So factors of 5 are 1 and 5, so I have no choice. I'm going to use 1 and 5. And what about my signs? What is the negative with the 5? Tell me. Positive and a negative. And what is the positive with the 4? Tell me. The biggest one's going to be positive. There you go. All right. Now, because we have a 0 and we have a product, what can we do? Cut it down the middle. Do you remember what that property was called? Y'all are so smart. All right, so that means n equals 1 and n equals negative 5. Very nice. That means either one of those. So that means how many asymptotes would you have in this graph? Well, it would be 3. You'd have 2 vertical ones and one horizontal one. There you go. Very nice. You got 2 vertical ones and 1 horizontal one. Very nice job, guys. All right. So that's the drawdown memory lane. Y'all okay on that? We only looked at the bottom. All right, well, let's do this one. This one's a little different. It's the same concept, but it's a little different. Okay, this one says find the zeros. It's the same exact thing, except for one little small detail. All right, so let's go over this. Excluded values. Where does the 0 need to be for it to be excluded? On the bottom, right? So if I had, let's just take, give me a number. 9. If I have 9 over 0, if I plug that in my calculator, I get an error, right? What if I have 0 over 9, though? You get 0. So if I want to find the zeros, you're going to look where the top is 0. So this one is where the top is 0. Okay, same exact thing, but y'all get confused on which one's which. So make sure you understand. If you need a minute, write this note. Excluded values is the bottom. Finding the zeros is the top. If you need to, guys, I had to do this when I was learning this. I had to write my example like this on the side. And I literally could never remember it. So I would plug this in my calculator and see which one gave me 0 and which one gave me an error. That's the way I would remember it, okay? I could never remember it. So I had to do this little example on the side and physically work it out on my test. I don't know why, it just never stuck, okay? So if you need to do this, by all means do that. All right, so here we go. We're going to set the top equal to 0. But this one's not so easy, so what do we do? All right, it doesn't have a grade time factor, so what do we do after that? Factor the back number. Factors of 18. I told y'all this stuff wasn't going away, didn't I? How much? 2 and 9 would give me 6, not 3. 3 and 6, there you go. All right, what about my sign? Positive and negative, which one? The negative was 3, very nice. All right, then we can cut it. So we get x equals 3 and x equals negative 6. Now, that is not where an asymptote happens because these are not excluded values. This is where the graph is 0. What does it mean that the graph is 0? What happens? What's happening to the graph if it's 0 at this point? Let's graph it and find out, okay? Ready? All right, we got a fraction. So here we go. We got to type this in parentheses. X squared. Y'all see that? Plus 3x minus 18. Close your parentheses. And then we're going to divide. And you got to put the bottom in parentheses as well. X minus 3. Hopefully you're plugging that in your calculator with me. I'll leave it there a minute if you need it. And then hit graph. Huh? It'd be a straight line because of what we're going to do in a minute. I'll show you what happens. Alright, so let's look at this. What were our zeros again? How much? 3 and negative 6, right? Let's look at this. What happens right here at negative 6? It hits where? It hits a 0 on the x-axis, right? So if it only hit at one place, that means only this negative 6 is my 0. The 3 is not. Huh. I wonder why the 3 is not. Can y'all look at it and remember what we did yesterday and tell me why the 3 would not be a 0? Well, what happens if I plug it into x right here on the bottom? It makes the bottom be 0, which is an error, right? That's why the 3 is not my... Okay, let's do another one, because some of y'all are freaking out about that. All right, let's do another one. Here we go. Yes. If it makes the bottom equal 0 as well, it's not my answer. Because that's not a 0, that would be an error, which is called excluded value, which we could also call an... What's that vocabulary we did yesterday? Asymptote. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. All right, let's do another one. Here we go. All right. Let's do y equals x squared plus 2x minus 15. What about x plus 1? All right. Can y'all see that? Is that too jumbled up? All right, so what are we doing? We're finding the zeros, right? If you need to, do this little example on your test. Which one gives me the 0? When 0 is on the top, right? So if 0 is on the top, I'm looking at this top piece. All right, what y'all get? Some of y'all look like you're working on your own already. What are the factors? 3 and 5. Very nice. And my sign? Which one's which? Positive with the 5, negative with the 3. Awesome. We can cut it. All right. Without even graphing it, if I were to plug in 3 to the bottom, what's 3 plus 1? 4. That's okay, right? I'm okay with that. Let's plug in a negative 5. What's negative 5 plus 1? Negative 4. Those are both okay, right? Neither one of them makes the bottom equal 0. All right, let's use our calculators. You ready? Let's see what happens. All right, so you got to use parentheses. Grab your calculator. Don't get behind. You can write it down in a second. Grab your calculator. Grab your calculator. All right, so let's type it in. X squared plus 2x minus 15, close your parentheses, and then divide by x plus 1 in parentheses. Keep it there for a minute if you need to do it. Alright, let's look at this. Ooh, look at that. That looks like the graph we did yesterday, right? Those two curves coming in together. Alright, what happens right here at negative 5? It hits a 0. What happens right here at 3? It hits a 0. Algebra 2. We're taking baby steps right now. Baby steps right now. Yes. All right, let's do one more, okay? Y'all good? All right, let's do one more. Let's see if I can squeeze this one in right here. Then we'll move on to something I think y'all will like better than this. All right, last one. All right, this is the one like your homework problem where y'all freaked out. Because it had so much stuff in there, right? Now remember that homework problem number 3? Y'all didn't know to look at the top or the bottom? I got confused. It's nothing different. What are we finding? We are finding the zeros. So the only thing we're concerned with is the top. All right, y'all want to take a second and try this on your own? Some of you look like you're already there. All right, try it real quick. Try this. Try this on your own. Factor it. Set it equal to 0. Nice job, guys. Nice job. Okay, did y'all get -2 and -4? Y'all okay with those? Alright, what about, do they both work? No? Alright, so if I didn't, say this was on the non-calculator part of my test. Say the only thing I could use was a regular calculator. Where's my regular calculator? I looked at. Hold on. Alright, let's say that this calculator is the only one I can use. Say we're on our how do I plug it in to see if it works? Do what? Which x value? The bottom one. We see if it works on the bottom, okay? So we got -4 squared, you gotta use parentheses, plus -4 minus 2. Does that give me 0? No. So -4 is good to go. Alright, let's plug in -2. -2 squared plus -2 minus 2. Whoop, nope, that's 0. Not gonna work. Alright, how else can we do it? We can plug it in our graphing calculators, right? Alright, let's plug it in, make sure we know how to do it. Parentheses, x squared plus 6x minus 8. Oh no, plus 8, I'm sorry. Divided by, parentheses, x squared plus x minus 2, right? And then hit graph. Ooh, what happened there? Ooh, that's a nice pretty graph. What kind of graph is this? What's the function look like? The fraction, what kind of fraction? 1 over x, very nice, very nice. Okay, so what do we notice? Let's see, -4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right here at -4, what happens? It hits. But right here at -2, let's zoom in. Hold on. You see right here at -2 how there's a gap right there between -2 and the graph? Y'all see that? Alright, here we go. Let's do something different. Here we go. Number 3? Yep, number 3. Alright, last thing. Let's do a couple of these and we'll call it a day. Now number 4? Number 5. There we go. Alright, directions here just say simplify, right? They don't say find zeros, they don't say excluded values, I'm not setting anything equal to 0. I'm just going to simplify. So here we go. Ooh, we got to take a stroll down memory lane. How can we do this? You multiply the top. Very nice. What's -3 times 4? -12 x to the 7th. When you multiply the bases, you add the exponents. 2 plus 5 is 7. Very nice. That was a pretty easy stroll down memory lane. Now I simplify the 12 and the 9. The -12 and 9. What number goes in both of them? Not the numbers. You are right with those exponents. We're on the numbers right now. 3 goes into both of them. Very nice. Yep, there you go. That gives me -4 over 3. And then Belle told us we do what to the exponent? Subtract them, and the leftovers go where the biggest one goes. So 7 minus 6 is 1. And it stays up there at the top. That is correct. But how would you see that written on a standardized test? You wouldn't see that X up there at the top like that. You'd see it to the side. Very nice. You see -4 over 3 X to the side like that. That's how you see it on a standardized test. Alright, let's try this one. Okay. Remember how I told you that factor and stuff wasn't going away? Here we go again. Alright. Pretend like the bottom is not there. Okay, he's there for a second, then he's going to go away again. Hold on. You ready? Okay, there he is. He went away. All right, tell like the bottom's not there, just the top. How many terms does the top have? 2, and we look for the greatest common factor, which is 2. Very nice. All right, so what do I have left when I take out a 2? Very nice. Very nice. All right, now let's pretend like the top's not there. How many terms does the bottom have? 3. What do we do first? GCF, but there's not one. Then we do, there you go, factors of the back number that add or subtract to be the middle. So what's my factors of 9 that add or subtract to be 8? 1 and 9. And what are my signs? Positive and negative, which one goes where? Positive 9. Very nice. Okay. Do you see something? One's on top and one's on bottom. Anything divided by itself is how much? 1. So they cancel out. They can be 2 over r minus 1. So Grace, on that other one, that's why it came out to be a straight line, even though they were x squares, because when you factored them, one of those would have canceled out. We've done something very similar to it. All right, number 7. Last one, then we'll call it a day. Very last one. Okay. Very last one of the day. Those are T's. That's why I put tails on them. Yeah. Wait, what now? No, because we're subtracting. So Grace was asking, can we go ahead and subtract these exponents? No, because we are subtracting. In this other one, we were multiplying. That's why we could do it. Remember, the rules for subtraction and addition are real strict. Yes, ma'am. We do have to split up the top, all right? Okay, what was that called? It was called difference of something. What is 36? It's a perfect square, so this is called difference of squares. Very nice. We do split it up. All right, so 36 is in front. So when he gets split up, they'll told us as 6 and 6. It stays in the front. I know that's backwards of what you are used to, but 36 was in the front, so these 6's stay in the front. All right, what about the minus sign? How do my signs split up? Positive and negative. There you go. A positive times a negative is a negative. And I got 2 T's. I'm going to split it up. A T and T. All right. Let's look at the bottom. Common factor is 5. So if I take it out, a 5, T minus 6. Alright, now this one's a tad bit tricky, okay? These two do not cancel yet. You gotta move them around, right? So let's move them around. Alright, let's move this top one around. What kind of T is that? A positive. And what kind of 6 is that? A positive, so plus 6. There you go. Alright, let's look at this one. What kind of T is that? Negative T plus 6. Do you see how these are not the same? But remember that we can take this out to the front. We can take out a negative 1. So if I take out this negative, what kind of T is left? Positive T. If I take it out of both of them, I got to take a negative out of 6 as well. So what kind of 6 does that leave? A negative 6. There you go. Now they will cancel. Are y'all okay? Kinda, sorta. Alright, so we've learned everything for this unit. This unit is really small. The reason that I break these 2 units up is because of these 2. These 2 are really important units for Algebra 2, and I want to make sure that you understand it, okay? That's why I break this next unit up. Here's your homework. Tomorrow, we're going to review. We're out of school on Friday because it was a weather day that we didn't have to use, so we're out of school on Friday. Monday, we'll probably keep reviewing, and then test on Tuesday, okay? Is all good? Anybody lost? Alright, here we go. Page 694, numbers 30 through 35, and 42, A, B, and C. No. I'll grade this one again, because this one's a little tricky, so I need to grade this one. The next one we'll do numbers. Y'all grade the next one.